Join me as I dive deep into America's wealth disparity and uncover the real reasons behind it. Wealth disparity in the United States isn't just a buzzword, it's a structural reality that shapes nearly every aspect of American life. From stagnant wages and rising living costs to generational poverty and declining economic mobility, the uneven distribution of wealth in America has grown into one of the most defining issues of our time. Let's break it down. What is wealth disparity, and why does it matter? Wealth disparity refers to the unequal distribution of assets and financial resources across different households or demographic groups. Unlike income, money earned annually, wealth includes everything from home equity to retirement savings and investments, and this is where the gap is truly staggering. As of 2023, the top 1% of U.S. households held nearly 31% of the nation's wealth, according to Federal Reserve data. Meanwhile, the bottom 50% of Americans held just 2.5% of the nation's wealth. The median net worth of white families in 2022 was $285,000, compared to $44,900 for black families and $61,600 for Hispanic families, Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances. This gap has widened dramatically since the 1980s, as economic growth has increasingly favored capital over labor. Why is this happening? Key drivers of wealth. Inequality. Wealth inequality is complex and deeply entrenched. It's shaped by multiple intersecting forces: historical and systemic racism, redlining, exclusion from GI Bill benefits, and discriminatory lending practices have denied Black and Latino families equal access to homeownership, the single largest source of wealth for most Americans. Even today, Black homeownership rates, about 45%, remain far below white rates, over 74%, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, 2023. Gender pay and wealth gaps. Women still earn about 82 cents for every dollar earned by men on average, and the gap is wider for women of color. Over a lifetime, this contributes to lower retirement savings, less investment, and less financial security. Education and student debt. College degrees are often touted as the path to economic mobility, but student debt disproportionately burdens low- and middle-income families. As of 2024, Americans collectively owe over $1.7 trillion in student debt, with borrowers of color more likely to default due to lower post-graduation income. Tax and fiscal policies. The U.S. tax code offers significant advantages to wealth holders, including low capital gains taxes and loopholes that benefit large estates and corporations. Between 2011 and 2021, the top 1% saw their after-tax income rise by 9%, while income for the bottom 20% barely moved, Congressional Budget Office. Housing and cost of living. With housing prices outpacing wage growth, millions of Americans are priced out of homeownership entirely. Over 580,000 Americans were homeless on any given night in 2023, a number that continues to grow. How wealth disparity impacts real lives. Consider the case of a single mother working 2 jobs just to keep a roof over her kids' heads. Despite her full-time effort, she's trapped in a cycle of rent increases, childcare costs, and medical bills with no path to savings, let alone homeownership. Like millions of others, she may turn to payday lenders or credit cards just to cover basics. This isn't a rare story, it's a reflection of a system that doesn't reward hard work equally. What can be done? Tackling wealth inequality requires policy shifts and structural reforms. Solutions often proposed by economists and advocates include universal pre-KG and childcare support to reduce early childhood inequality, tuition-free public college or student debt forgiveness, affordable housing policies to close the homeownership gap, progressive tax reforms, including wealth taxes or estate tax reforms, stronger labor protections and wage growth policies for low- and middle-income workers. Why this affects us all. Economic inequality doesn't just hurt individuals, it can weaken the entire economy by reducing demand, increasing political instability, and undermining public trust. As the middle class shrinks, so does the backbone of America's consumer-driven economy. It's no longer just about how much the rich have, it's about how little is left for everyone else. Let's talk about it. Understanding America's wealth disparity is the first step toward change. We need to confront the facts, listen to those affected, and demand policies that build a fairer economy. What do you think? How has wealth inequality impacted your life or community? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more content and many more about economics and investment insight.